Tonight, from the red centre to the rainforest.
How's that?
And we uncover the SL63.
Welcome to a very special edition of Top Gear Australia. It's an epic adventure. Now, a good four-wheel drive can do the most extraordinary things off-road, but most of them have never felt the slap of a branch across the windscreen, nor the squish of mud between the tyres.
We're talking about the mother of all road trips. You know, getting to know your car's potential if you ever find the time to go through a rainforest or trundle through a desert.
So we picked 3 top-of-the-line four-wheel drives and headed off to Alice Springs for a quick trip down to the seaside. 3,000 kilometres later.
Alice Springs, the heart of Australia's red centre. A gateway to 5 deserts, it's about as far from an ocean as you can get. It's a place unlike any other. There is no town like Alice. Over the next 6 days, we'll take 3 luxury four-wheel drives and travel from Australia's dead heart to the tropical coastline of far northern Queensland. And of course, we're not doing it the easy way. We're following some of Australia's most punishing outback roads.
So for this trip, I've actually chosen an Audi Q7 because I've been to a ton of dinner parties where people have said, my four-wheel drive is good enough to go to Kakadu if I wanted to. Now, everybody knows that they probably never will. So we thought we'd actually help with some bragging rights for the next party.
At $130,000, Steve's Q7 is the least expensive of our 3, but it's no slouch. Its 3.6-litre diesel gives it a top speed of 230 clicks. Not that he'd ever think of doing that, officer.
I'll be taking the Range Rover TD V8 Vogue, but before we start, I have to say Range Rover's a mark that's very close to my heart.
The Range Rover was the world's first luxury four-wheel drive, yet over the years it has acquired a reputation for dubious reliability and in petrol form a diabolical thirst. At almost $170,000, this new V8 diesel is a very expensive outback experiment.
I'd love to know whether this lumbering great lounge room on wheels, the Lexus 570, is actually any good off-road, or it's just a glorified school bus.
The Lexus 570 is the Toyota Land Cruiser that won Lotto. Lexus reckon they've tested the 5.7-litre V8 across 1 million kilometres, so for 150 grand it should perform perfectly, as long as Charlie can find enough petrol.
England to Germany. Come in, Jerry. Are you there, Jerry?
Vorsprung durch Technik, or whatever the hell the motto is.
I think that's German for oh, what a feeling. I'll give you oh, what a feeling, mate. Going broke now.
And he's not wrong. His car's just ripping through the petrol. If only Lexus made a diesel.
Now, out here they say reliability is everything, and I've got to say I actually trust the Germans far more than the other two.
Not sure about Steve's car. Bit soft roady for my liking, but definitely the best on the tarmac. Pity there's no tarmac, Steve.
Well, there goes the black stuff. We're now on the famous corrugated roads that we get out here, and I suspect that for the next 6.5 days I'm going to be in a perpetual state of wanting to pee. I've got to say I'm glad I left the servo first. Those boys are just eating a dust sandwich at the moment.
There's nothing better than driving all day in a cloud of somebody else's dust to look forward to the unbridled delight of lying flat on the ground under a piece of cloth, aka camping. Marvellous.
400 k's from Alice, it's our first night in the bush, and the tent wasn't the only thing unravelling.
Is that it? There's more to this than meets the eye. There's the fly. This thing that goes... Oh... What was that?
It was something
that?
really
something really important, like the instructions.
Yeah.
Now, this goes...
Why don't you just wear that as a raincoat and sleep under the car?
Here you
In
are.
fact, why not just sleep in the car?
Put this on.
I've had this. You're on drugs, the pair of you.
Like a car cover.
Charlie and Steve weren't exactly embracing the joys of outback life and skulked off to the safety of their cars. Bad move if you ask me. They just booked an early morning wake-up call.
Charlie and Steve are missing the best part of the day. Dawn. It's really beautiful here, but I've got something that will wake them up. It's an electric siren from a 1933 Dennis fire engine.
You annoying man. Go away.
I thought it was a good way to start the day.
You dirty bugger.
You're missing the best part of the day. Get up.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason I'm missing the
It's
best
your
part
turn
of
to
the
cook
day.
breakfast.
Yeah, righto.
Now, these vehicles contain some pretty high-tech accessories, but how well do we know our cars?
OK, locate all of your airbags in 30 seconds. Go!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Wait, what's that? Where's that? He pointed at the clothes rack.
14, 15,
That's 16 airbags.
16 airbags.
16.
You failed excitingly. Operate your onboard camera. Last chance.
And go.
OK. Oops. This is a natty thing. This is venture cam. Yeah. Hang on.
We'll use it.
4x4. Here it is. Got it.
Yeah, all right, take a picture. Show us.
Up. Got it. Look at that. Look at that.
He did too.
I did too.
Now it's Steve's turn to face the music, or at least the television.
OK, Steve, show us how you can operate the onboard TV.
You've got an onboard TV. TV, yes, this is easy.
I haven't.
Media, source,
You've got dust in your car.
television.
What are we watching?
Funnily enough, there's nothing on TV.
OK, now find your car's alarm.
Alarm? No. Damned. Where's... I don't know. Is there an
The
alarm?
Wunderkind?
Setup? Settings? No, I don't think it's in the dash. No. All right, you've got me. No idea. How do you set the alarm off?
There isn't an alarm.
Right. You bastard.
And now it's time for technophobic Charlie to feel the heat.
Righto, Charlie. You've got to find... No, is to adjust the air conditioning to driver's side only. Well, I suspect we'll need a calendar for this.
Now, hang on.
Don't you love how the steering wheel just moves around every time?
Bonging! Now, air conditioning, you said, so I can't turn it off at the moment, but I know how to
No,
turn
got
it
to
on.
adjust
Driver's
it
side only.
Driver's side only.
Low on the left. But go off. I don't
Remember
know.
the old days when we just had a vent in the front?
Yeah, and you
can't-
Just a... All right. Oh, he's going to love this one. Operate your tailgate.
Sounds like a disco song.
Yeah. Operate your
What do you mean, mechanically? I'll show you how to operate the tailgate. It's easy. You come right here, and you go like that. What's the matter with you guys? Get a grip.
In the haze, someone sets the sky ablaze. The devil rules and Jesus saves on the open road.
We're doing 90 Ks, the road's heavily corrugated, I've got the soft suspension on, and it's finger-light to drive. But it is infuriating how much dust gets into this cabin. I honestly thought that I would be able to have it on recirculate and have a dust-free environment. Not as bad as having the window open, but I gotta tell you, I feel like I've gargled half the desert.
We pulled into refuel and a bloke came out, putting the diesel into the Range Rover. He says, oh, Range Rover. He says, oh, we had a young married couple with a brand new Range Rover drive up from Sydney. Suspension packed it in and I wouldn't go and they had to call and the truck came and I was stranded here for weeks. Weeks. So there you go. I wonder how many more Range Rover horror stories I'll collect.
Charlie and I have made a pact. If we hear so much as a peep out of Wazza, we're going to bury him in a shallow grave. Or maybe not, we'll just leave him outside and let the vultures pick at his eyeball.
I think I need to be on my toes because Charlie and Steve may want a bit of payback after, you know, cranking up a fire engine siren so early in the morning, particularly while they were asleep. I wonder if it's time to deploy the big rubber snake.
And funny with the mind will bank the sun.
The end of day 2 and our convoy rolls into Boulia, home to the mysterious Min Min light, whatever that is.
I don't know what we'd do without Warren, but someday I'd like to find out. Anyway, Warren, time for the news, mate.
Indeed, it is time for the news. Holden's baby Barina. We all know the Barina? Yeah, well, for the past 10 years, it's fundamentally been a Daewoo, but it's just had a facelift. Have a look at this. It is a Korean car, a Daewoo, of course, and they're trying to take a bit of the Kim Jong-il out of it by giving a facelift, but doesn't look too bad.
Mate, it looks very Holden. It almost looks a bit like a Statesman at the front, but in a lot of ways, that's where the similarity with Holden ends. Holden are very proud of their safety record, but I've got a big downer on this. The base model of this has optional anti-lock braking, optional ABS. It's an extra grand for ABS. That is absolutely ridiculous. What are they going to make optional next? Seatbelts? It's just insane. I mean, the whole point of this is the car now comes out with extra airbags. So you've got 4 airbags, but ABS is still optional. So you're more likely to have the crash, but if you do, you'll be fine. Why don't they just cut out the middle? Why don't they just cut out the middleman and give everyone ABS?
It's one of these situations, when you think about the people that are buying this car, it's usually first-time car buyers, people that have just got their licences. These are the people that need ABS the most, and that's why this thing really sucks.
Yeah, people, a grand means a lot too. But beep, beep, Barina, mate. Beep, beep, smash.
On the subject of strange things, this argument will not go away. The will there or won't there be another bloody Combi? Why do they want to bring back the Combi? I mean, the Model T Ford was a great thing. They made 16 million of them. Do you see Ford wanting to bring back the Model T? No, let the Combi die, I say.
It was faster than the Combi, actually, the Model T.
Oh, the Model T was faster
yeah.
than the Combi.
You guys have got taste in your bum, seriously. Combis are cool. Look at that.
Mate,
that is a fantastic car.
That is not a car. That is a round-shouldered Kelvinator refrigerator lying down.
I've got real fond memories of Combis. I mean, I've never driven one, but I've got very fond memories of them.
I'm old enough to remember when they were thought of as cool. Surfies used to drive them. They'd have a Save the Whale sticker on the back. And guys drove panel vans with a Don't Laugh, Your Daughter Might Be Inside sticker on the back. Exactly the same.
But that's the thing. I'm sure the new Combi comes with the right accessories, thick bifocal glasses, a big shovel beard so you can lean over the steering wheel and go... blocking traffic wherever you go and blowing smoke. The only good thing about the old Combi was that they would spontaneously combust.
Yeah, and that safety thing, you were so far away from the engine. It was right up the back, so there was plenty of time to leave.
Mate, when I'm a benevolent dictator, all Combis will go to Sims Metal, they'll all be stacked together, and we'll all dance naked around the fire and hold hands, and thus the world will be at peace.
You dancing naked, I'm with you. I love Combis. Let them be saved.
We've got another green car out of the Paris Motor Show. Now, it's not green for the regular reasons. It is, in fact, a fuel-efficient, low CO2 car. But this is the Mazda Kiora. Now, the really interesting thing about this car is that it actually helps recycle water. It helps our water situation because on the roof of the car are water channels that actually direct rainwater into a filtration system, and you can have a nice, fresh glass of water.
Kidding. Look, that is bloody ridiculous. I mean, look at the roof of that. Looks like the underside of a steam iron, you know, with all the holes. The shot of steam Mazda.
It looks like it's being attacked by a box jellyfish on the roof.
Now,
So tell us about this water filtration thing. What's that about?
Well, you know, it's actually safe. Even if a bird poops on it, no sweat. You can actually put possum piss through that thing, and it's absolutely fine.
Hang on, I like my possum piss unfiltered.
I want to believe he's joking.
On the rocks, perhaps, for you.
And furthermore, can we see that first photo again? Look at this woman down the stairs. She's got half... Is that Heather Mills walking down the stairs? She's got half a leg.
Brilliant.
Look, I think this is a great idea. I mean, have you ever bought Evian from a servo? It's like $84 for a bottle. This stuff's just as good, and it's free.
I would never buy Evian because spelled backwards it spells naive.
And that, Joanna, but that is bloody ridiculous. I'm sorry.
That's very true, Charlie, but the great upside of this is that you get if you had a bit of PVC pipe and you hook it into your underpants and through the sunroof into your mouth, you'd never actually have to get out of the car.
You have got too much time on your hands, so have those damned engineers.
Yeah.
That was not right. OK, now, after the break, we return to our Desert to Daintree adventure, and we have a star in a bog-standard car who blows his own trumpet. Tonight's star in a bog-standard car is one of Australia's best-loved musicians. And he can do things with his lips that most of us can just dream about. Ladies and gentlemen, James Morrison. James, cars, big part of your life.
Absolutely. I've been a mad car person since I can remember. As a kid, you know, watching TV, Starsky and Hutch. You know, I'd see that with the smoking tyres and everything, and I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't have the hair for it.
Oh, yeah, it's your modelling career. That's yet to come, mate. But no, I've heard that you actually buy cars based on that sort of stuff. You see these TV shows, got to have the Starsky and Hutch car.
The thing is that I like any kind of car, not just exotic cars, and I've been really lucky and had some really beautiful cars. But I mean, some of my favourites, like my $600 Valiant, VG Valiant, purple one with one grey door.
Any other doors or just the one grey one?
No, they had the other doors were purple. You know, you got to have one door in primer that you never get around to painting? Yeah, that was a great car.
People always give you a wide berth.
They do. And I'd drive along in that and pretend that I was on Division 4.
Yeah. You have had 96 cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and you know I didn't count them right.
Yeah, your missus did.
You know, yeah, my wife counted them. She said she counted them around about 92, I think she counted them.
Bet she was pleased.
Oh, she's thrilled. Yeah. She said, I can't wait till we get to 100.
But that's how you met your wife, through cars?
Yeah. Well, I was driving in the Grand Prix celebrity race. It was back in Adelaide then, and she was in the race too. And practice, you know, you're supposed to let people through, you know, sort of just practising. And this bloke in front of me, he's cut me off, won't let me pass. I thought, probably one of those, you know, sporting stars, bit too much competition in his blood. We pulled into the pits, and I thought, I'll just have a word to him, you know, pull your head in. So I get out of my car, I'm walking up, this car's about 50 metres in front. The driver gets out. You don't know who's here, all got driving suits on and helmets. She gets out, pulls off the helmet, turns around and shakes out the long hair and turns to Miss Australia. And I was about to go, mate, and I went, nice driving.
But 96 cars, favourites?
Oh, well, apart from the Valiant?
Yeah.
Well, and I nearly didn't come on tonight because my favourite, my Kombi van. Are you kidding?
Oh, no.
Oh, I mean, I had 1958 brown Kombi van, you know, with the split windscreen and the barn doors on the side. I had the bed in the back and I had a corduroy bed cover. I mean, we're talking, this was a great car.
You're the Poolmeister.
I was the Poolmeister for sure. No, it's just there's the bandwagon, you know, and to this day I have a love affair with Kombis, and the thought that it might come back, like the real Kombi. I've got the Substitute at the moment, you know, like a multivan, but imagine having the real thing again.
You haven't still got it?
What, the original Kombi? No. You know, some people have these dreams like they can fly, or dreams that there's world peace, or I don't know what they dream. I dream that one day I find all 96 cars again and get them. Put them in a hangar like this. Imagine that, you know.
Yeah, what'd you come in here tonight?
I came in an Aston Martin tonight, which was very, very nice. Hang on, let me do that again. Bond. James Bond.
We've been expecting you, Mr. Bond.
Actually, you do that too well.
So I need a white Persian. That's a cat, by the way.
All right.
But you do like racing.
Well, some of the big thrills, I mean, apart from I did the celebrity race a number of times, but I got a chance to do some serious rallying and had lessons from Colin Bond and from Neil Bates, and you know, and then got to drive in a serious car that Toyota put together for me. That was fantastic. And I got to say, I emulated the greats as a rally driver. I'm a big fan of Carlos Sainz, and so as soon as I got into rallying, I started rolling. And in fact, I don't think I've ever done a rally where I didn't roll. So, you know, I think the last time I drove a rally car in anger, it ended up upside down, wrapped around a tree. I was doing about 160 at the time, and they're really strong, you know, because I got out okay, and the car was completely stuffed.
You didn't mention your co-driver.
The code? Oh.
And what do you think about track?
The track's great. Yeah, the track's great. You've got some opens, you know, some tight things, and a chance to get a little bit quick down the back straight there.
Yeah, now, all of these cars and the fact you know racing, I mean, you must have been blown away with the Proton.
The Proton, unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I pulled up in the Aston, I got out, I got into the Proton. You know, when I pulled up, I said to the guys, I've actually got a bone to pick with you about the crew. They're real good at their jobs, but I pulled up and I said, do you mind if I just do it in my car? I've got the seat and the mirrors set already. It'll save time. And, you know, they wouldn't be in it. They said, you got to drive the Proton.
OK. OK.
I know, I'm starting to fumble now because I know what's coming. Eventually you're going to tell me my time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that keen to know.
You're not interested?
Oh, OK.
OK?
No, OK, let's do it.
No, look, let's leave it. You're right. I'll go and get the grid. Another time we'll go through it.
No.
Who wants to see his lap? OK. Let's roll the lap. Look at this smoke off the tyres. Talk us through it, mate.
The clutch point's a little bit higher than the Aston.
It is now.
Coming up to this first corner here, you can see, very relaxed, no worries.
Very composed.
Yeah, very composed. Oh, I like that. That's a musical pun, isn't it? Mm. Coming through here, I was thinking to myself, I just need to go a bit faster. But I have my foot hard down already.
Up the hill here.
This is good. You get into third, you're starting to get some speed, then you come over the hill and suddenly there's this corner. And you can see it doesn't frighten me too much, but...
No, I'm trying to wake you up. Oh, that's very composed onto the straight, real aggressive.
Yeah, well, I just came up a little better. Felt it anyway.
Auto comp.
That was informative. I said that was better. Well, it felt it anyway. Through the chicane there. Here. That mouth movement, that's to make the brakes work better. Into there.
Oh, lifting a wheel.
Oh, yeah. You notice that he lifts the wheel when I do left-hand corners, not right-hand, because I'm sitting on the right-hand side of the car?
Well, that was absolutely brisk through there. I reckon Stig could be in trouble with his job.
Oh, mate.
Brilliant lap. Now, this is huge.
You know, Stig's going to be reviewing that tape.
He will.
To find out how I did this, however slow it is.
No, Stig is there, and he'll try to catch you and have the chip taken out of your brain and insert it into whatever program he has. OK, your time. Now, you know what you've got to beat there. Steve Bisley is our hot man.
The important thing here, I mean, Steve's a good peddler, so,
yeah,
you know, if I don't beat Steve, that's OK. Or Shannon, he's done fast. That's good. The important thing is that I don't get, because my boys are watching, I've got 3 boys, I can't get beaten by a girl. Sorry, Julia. But particularly, I can't get beaten by a girl who can't drive a manual car. If that happens, you understand I can't go home. So...
Rest easy.
OK.
OK. You did it in 1 minute, 26.46. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank him. He's a huge entertainer. He's too good a commentator. Get rid of him, and he drives up a storm. Way to
Thanks,
go.
Mate. Thank you.
Brilliant, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Good luck, Pat. Congratulations to James. That is fantastic. Big cheer, yay! Now, this is the part of the program where we celebrate common sense when we say, what were they thinking? There's a person we all know who puts on a special suit and gives presents to millions of Australians every year. And it's not Santa. It's the parking police. Now, parking police first appeared in Australia in 1941 as part of an employment program for returned servicemen. They'd spent the best part of their lives trying to keep people away from our shores who wore brown shirts and black shirts. But the only people today who wear brown shirts and black shirts are the parking policemen themselves. And they wish to be called Rangers. But in my book, the only Rangers I know are the US 101st Airborne and the Rangers who knock around with Skippy. Yay! But parking policemen have become the #1 tax collector for local governments right across Australia. So much so that in Melbourne, they work on commission. Boo! But we as Australians love the parking police because of their compassion, their good humour, and their witty repartee when they slap a $180 fine on your windscreen simply for standing still. Parking police, what were they thinking?
Well, this week, my car is in fact the definition of irony. Now, in the 60s, Lotus cars made some of the most beautiful, best handling cars around, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably the best of those was the Lotus Elan. Now, in the 1980s, Mazda decided to resurrect the sports car. And what do? They copied the Elan. Good move. In the 1980s, Lotus themselves was in the poop. So instead of trying to, go back to their original design and, dig up the Elan and make a copy of that, no, they come up with this, the Lotus Elan Mark II. Now, this is a copy of an MX-5.
That looks like half a pound of butter.
Yeah, melted. Yeah, but you want to know the ironical bit, Wazza?
The ironical bit?
The really ironical bit.
What is the ironical bit?
Well, the ironical bit is the fact that Elan means style in French. Lotus cars, what were they thinking?
Back on our road trip, and we were starting to think, what the hell were we thinking? I mean, I don't know if you've looked around Australia lately, but it's big, bloody big. And we've been driving for days and we still hadn't left the desert yet.
Day 3 of our epic adventure. We've just left Boulia, but Steve thinks he's on another planet.
If NASA ever needs to do practice for a trip to Mars, this is the place to do it. It's red, it's cold, and it's rocky. It's absolutely perfect and so desolate.
I don't want to admit it to those two, but I'm having an absolute ball, I've got to tell you. It is just astounding out here. This is a part of Australia I have just never seen.
On this trip, it's been a lot of fun to upset Steve, and the easiest way to upset Steve is to drive with your hands not at 9:15 or 2:45, but put your hands like this, like your old Uncle Frank, 10 to 2. He fritzes out when he sees you do this. The further we travel, the more we embrace the pioneering spirit of the outback. As we made camp that evening near the Burke and Wills Roadhouse, in the spirit of Baden-Powell and all things cooked on sticks, I made Steve and Charlie stick around for a bit of fireside bonding. Heading directly north for the Gulf and crocodile country. We're gradually discovering that automotive technology and underpants make strange bedfellows.
I'd have a shave for a few days, you know, change your underpants inside out every second day.
I'm sure the designers of these things think the average driver is a salivating, knuckle-dragging moron. Go figure.
What's today? It's Tuesday. It's an inside-out day for me. Very good.
I'm sick of cars taking things over and deciding they know best.
And sometimes what's best is when you're feeling a little dusty to pull over and take a breather. As Steve put it, we needed to stop for a snake's hiss, a golden opportunity to deploy the big rubber snake.
It's the bloody Crocodile Brown joke shop.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you is a soon-to-be dead man. Let's start digging the shallow grave.
That was a nice setup, though, wasn't it? Hey? Hey?
You guys all owe us beer, by the way.
But out here, rubber snakes are the least of your worries.
This is the Gulf country. Just left Normanton. Here comes a four-wheel drive. Just do my fantastic Australian salute. 2 fingers. We've got 1 finger back like that. I'm not quite sure what that means. But we left Normanton this morning and they had this enormous 1-to-1 scale model of the biggest crocodile. I've got 2 fingers back. Biggest crocodile ever shot. Some crocodile they nicknamed Chris, and it was about 28 feet long and had a girth of 13 feet. That makes it a fairly big reptile. That'd spoil your day.
And at last, the Gulf of Carpentaria. We're 2/3 of the way there, with a third of the way to go.
Warren was annoying. Steve was getting cranky with him, and I'd had enough of the pair of them. Find out if we kiss and make up after the break. When I heard that we had the new Merc SL63 to review, well, I put up my hand first. But as you'll see, I think I might have outsmarted myself. A car as stylish as the SL63 can make even a mug like me look good. Well, not that bad anyway. So I threw on a tux and motored magnificently to a special opening. Okay, I know you wouldn't fall for that. Here's the opening I can't wait to see. I mean, really, why would I want to see a bunch of guys in there leaping around in leotards when I got my own open-air concert venue here with an orchestra under the bonnet? Now that is my sort of music. Listen to that. Wagner, eat your heart out. Oh, look, the tiles are coming off the wall. Sorry, everybody. With 8 cylinders and quad cams, the 6.2-litre engine spits out a sublime symphony. Beethoven meets Barnsley. So, if Danneman cigars and foreign cars are your thing, there's nothing else can set fire to this town. If you don't like people staring at you, well, don't buy one. If I can have a night on the town and a thing like this, I don't want to be seen and not heard. I want to be seen and heard. Oh, yeah, baby. Everyone will be looking your way. Even deaf people. They'll feel the vibrations. And, of course, you'll also attract the attention of the less fortunate. Oh, just try hard. That's pathetic, mate.
This is the old SL55, and it's undergone one of them, an extreme makeover. It's now an SL63, gone are the superchargers, gone are the nice rounded looks at the front. It does look as though someone's actually got a hacksaw and made a point of it, but it has got a little bit more square.
Still, Mercedes think this will attract both saints and sinners, like punk rockers and princesses going to the same gig.
Here I am, driving around with the top off, and it's 11 degrees outside. But that doesn't matter, because I've got my electric heated seats, and I've got something called an air scarf. It's blowing hot air down the back of my neck, keeping me warm, making me look cool. People disappear up their own exhaust pipes trying to work out whether cars like this are sports cars or too heavy or not this or not that. It's just a blinder. It's great fun. It costs a whole pile of money, but it's marvellous. I love it.
This car is absolutely loaded. 7-speed gearbox, paddles that work really well, if you like that sort of thing. It even matches the revs on the down change. Just what you'd expect for 400 grand. So we'd had a great night together. But how was my date looking in the cold, hard light of day?
Look, even if you're not just a bit of a try-hard who buys a car like this to pose in, being behind the wheel is addictive. There are two ways of looking at this car. Either it's a disappointing sports car because it's just too heavy, or it's a grand sports tourer that's made fantastic by the fact that the engine is just weapons grade. Now me, I'm in the second camp. So what if it's a bit portly? The acceleration is just epic.
Doesn't that sound fast?
Absolutely brilliant.
Look at that. Who said the Germans can't do origami? Hey, isn't that brilliant?
How cool is that? I drove nowhere. I just went to the main street, sat there and made the roof go up and down, revving it all the time till I ran out of battery.
I'm surprised you could still hear driving through those tunnels.
Yeah, sorry. No, seriously. It makes a great racket, but it actually goes very hard, mate.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, this thing's got the same engine as the CLK Black, doesn't it? 500 horsepower.
Yeah, I'm glad you raised that, actually, because this thing is $400,000. So, top-of-the-line thing like this, Merc have chucked everything at it, including the very best gearbox. Problem. It's automatic, and I don't mind that for a big barge like this, with the best paddle system in the world, but it's too good, because it's industrial strength, one of those electric boxes, so it's great if you're on the paddles and you've got to work hard at it, but if you actually just put it into drive and want to be fatso, it lurches and bangs. It's a pig of a thing.
Actually, you and I switched cars, didn't we, after I drove the Black and you drove this, and we need to break out the Sid Chromes, I reckon. We need to put the gearbox out of the Black in this and put the gearbox in this in the Black. Then you end up with two perfect cars.
Now, that's that problem fixed. But where will the car finish on the power lap time board? Some say that he heard police like donuts, so he got arrested doing burnouts in a police car park. Others believe that his personal philosophy is, if it moves, try racing it. If it doesn't, try eating it. All we know is he's the Stig. Great start off the line. Fantastic traction, this thing. Good electronics. The Stig working in luxury.
Nice and pointy round the question mark. Only a little bit of oversteer. Not bad.
It handles incredibly well for a big torpedo, I'm telling you. Feeding it through Clarkson. Oh,
hey.
Bit of oversteer there. He's working hard as the Stig.
God, that sounds good up the hill.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. And you listen to the down changes as well. This is the key, and this is where the great big Benz is going to come into its own if it can get onto the straight.
shifting all of that weight. Thick end of 2 tons with the Stig in it. Slimline though he is.
Coming up to the chicane, big question, how much does he brake? Fair bit, must have had a lot of pace on.
He's not stupid. OK, now this is the big test because you've got to stop the thing, and the stoppers on this for a big car are fantastic. Late braking, hooks in through 06.
This is going to be hard. The direction change, left and right. Heavy car, up to the bus stop.
For what it is, remarkably Limdall. Last turn now. Head down and across the line he goes. Now, where do you reckon that went? Obviously, it is a big, heavy limo, but it has got a nuclear-powered submarine motor up the front, so it's got a lot of grunt. It won't be the top, but it is a very, very good effort while being luxurious. OK, it has done a 1 minute 14.08.
Oh, wow.
Now, very good mechanical reason. It's right in there behind its cousin.
Yeah, what's confusing sometimes to a lot of people is the fact that this is a soft top, so you'd think it'd actually be lighter, but that mechanism on board is actually quite heavy. Makes sense.
Yep. Convertibles aren't light because you've got to have all those tram tracks underneath just to hold them straight and stop them twisting.
Absolutely.
Anyway, fantastic effort from our big car. After the break, we return with more of our mad motoring odyssey. After thousands of kilometres of dust in our driving marathon, at last, a chance to wash the cars in croc-infested waters.
With the desert well behind us, we're now on the road for the tropics and on the path for going Troppo.
Wazza just knows how to get on my nerves. He's driving around like an old coot with his hands up here somewhere like a bird on a perch, and he's just grinning like an idiot, arms straight. Go, Stevie! 3 and 9! Annoying bugger.
And it's 30 degrees and the sun's out. I know it's an enormous land, but you can cover it amazingly quickly when you're comfortable.
If I were too big smarter, I would be working harder. Please don't assume that I don't care. Can't get a good perception, only a gray reflection. My castle's running out of there.
We've spent days pressing forward through the outback, but these cars spent most of their time reversing in the suburbs. Our challenge is to swap cars and reverse through a slalom course of endangered species using only our onboard cameras. And just to make it that bit easier, do it wearing a neck brace.
Tight enough?
Yes.
No. God, you're a big neck git.
Oh,
You're a freak. Go on.
that's fantastic. I'll be looking at the interior light all day. I can't get in. I can't get in the car. I'm stuck. Right. All set.
And he's straight over the cone.
This is like...
Oh, Skip!
Oh, it's Skippy.
Oh, no!
No, not the rock.
Boulders.
I'm in serious trouble with this. I don't want to hit the owl.
Yes!
There's a snake somewhere.
Snakes are gone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, snake.
Where's the froggy? And we're home.
It's the big orange thing.
Did he get it?
Yeah, you got it. Yep. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6.
If it wasn't my car, I'd leave you in there.
Oh,
Yeah, good one.
Little fella. Out you come.
that is the most dreadful thing.
No, the most dreadful thing is it's now going on your neck after having been on his.
Oh.
He's a precision driving instructor. He will be painfully good at this.
He's thought this out. See, I didn't get the chance to... All I had was a neck brace slapped on me and then go. We get closer to the croc. Snappy, snappy. Wee, hello, Skip. And there he is.
This is tediously good.
Yeah, it's...
ruthlessly efficient.
Really make this screen out.
I think the Boy Wonder is going to smoke us here.
I think he is. I think he's doing very, very well.
Oh, all right.
Oh! Yes.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's the animals. We're only looking after the animals.
You hit the finish line.
Cones are not endangered.
They're worth $1 million points, those cones.
Now, just between you and me, I can't park for toffee. This thing might be all right for the ladies at Double Bay, but I'm not sure it's going to work for my little animal friends.
There you go. He's found that. See, that thing's got the lines, you see? That helps you.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Oh, Fatso's in trouble.
Oh, no, he got
He got
Skippy.
He's going to make sure he kills him.
Oh, shut up.
Yes, good one.
Oh, screw this.
Yes, he's had enough. He's had enough. That's it. And you've given up. That's it. And the neck brace is off.
How'd I do?
Mate, you did very well, but seriously, the frogs are still intact. You can have another crack at them if you like.
Well, I realised I'd beaten you. It was job done.
The last leg of our journey, and we can smell the Pacific Ocean already. Across the Atherton tablelands and into the jungle. I can't believe that all of a sudden we're at the Daintree. How it works driving from the desert to the Daintree is like this. Desert, 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 tree, ocean.
Now, don't get me wrong, this car was absolutely fabulous on those hundreds of kilometres of bumpy dirt roads. Really ironed them out. The only trouble is, as well as doing the ironing, it did the vacuuming as well. Have a look at the state of this thing. It's like driving around in a Hoover bag, not a car. The dust in here, and it was on recycle all the way, checked everything we could, just couldn't stop it sucking in dust. That was really annoying. But as for handling the road conditions, fabulous. If it had an oxygen mask, I'd have been a really happy camper.
Now, it's all very well driving on the winding blacktop, but that's not the point. We know the quickest way to the coast is in a straight line. This is where four-wheel drives come into their own, their ability to do things and go places that two-wheel drives can't, let alone one-wheel drives. Our plan is to follow a creek from the mountains down to the sea. This is a world ruled by ground clearance, low gearing and good old-fashioned, hairy-chested bravado.
Over the last few days, the two boys have been slowly puffing their chests, knowing that we're going to get into the real serious four-wheel driving when we get in Daintree. But I'm quite keen on showing them what this Audi can do. Even though I don't have all the gizmos, I reckon this thing's going to surprise them today.
And before long, Steve was discovering just how far he could stretch the Q7's capabilities. It might be all right in the Black Forest, but what about the Daintree?
You could write my four-wheel drive biog down on a very small piece of paper. So this will be interesting.
And time to see if the Range Rover is out of its depth. This looks pretty rough, so the first thing I'm going to do is raise the suspension. I'm going to bring this across for low range first gear. And now I'm going to use the terrain response control and use this one for rock crawl. Okay, feet off the brake. These are very big river stones here. It doesn't seem to bother the Range Rover one iota. No worries at all. After a few hairy moments, the race to the coast was on. It's all about wheel placement, articulation and momentum. In 6 days, our 3 top-shelf off-roaders have driven the equivalent of London to Moscow. And before long, we burst onto the beach like D-Day, in reverse. But which one comes out on top?
Well, you could have driven a lot of that journey in a two-wheel drive car, like a Ford Falcon station wagon, once. These cars are very, very good at the outback roads as well as off-road, and I have to say I was hugely impressed with the Range Rover.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I feel a bit let down by this thing. It's fantastic as long as you don't take it off-road. Leave it in Toorak, that's what I say. It's useless once it gets dust in it.
And it'd be fair to say that this thing was the dark horse. I mean, no one knew what it would do. You know, it didn't have low range or anything like that, but I think we were pretty surprised, weren't we?
Well, the Q7 was the surprise package of the 3 vehicles. I mean, I had no idea what it was capable of, and it performed above and beyond its intended duties. But the other surprise was the Lexus, the rich cousin to the Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, the Land Cruiser is the king of Australian four-wheel drives, and rightly so. It is a fantastic vehicle. That isn't off-road. Poor old Charlie looked like Lawrence of Arabia most days. There was a sandstorm going on inside. I was hugely disappointed in that. I was very surprised at this, and the Range Rover I was surprised at as well.
OK, if we had to do all this again, gentlemen, which vehicle, assuming you would...
The horror.
If we had to do it again, which vehicle would you pick?
I'd take the Range Rover.
OK, I have to say, me too. Steve, the decider is yours.
This was absolutely fantastic, and it really did surprise a lot of us. It did pretty much everything it needed to do, but if I had to do that trip again, Range Rover. There you go.
There you go.
The Range Rover. Now, I don't know whether I'm more astounded that we've picked the Rangy, which I don't think we'd have bet on before, or that we've actually unanimously agreed on something. By which point, I think we should quit while we're ahead. You won't find us agreeing like that next week.
Next week, we tame a tiger.
There it is. That's a frightening thing.
Holy crap.
Play golfs. And the return of Godzilla.
Sounds like a monster. See you next week.
Top Gear fans will find a range of merchandise from the UK series, including DVDs, CDs and books at Dymocks and JB Hi-Fi.